There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV.
Now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV signing in and signing out on our last video. We've just checked out the Weezer record. Everything will be alright in the end, okay? Bypassed a couple of Weezer records to get to this point. My man Mo recommended it via the Patreon. He says, you want to get onto this record, you want to check this record out. And it was a good record. I got plenty to say about it. If you were unaware, at this point on this channel, there should be all of the reaction videos at this point uploaded. So if you want to see my song by song reaction and commentary, please feel free to check that out. Now, on this record, we've got 13 tunes, okay? Arguably 11, if you were to consider the very last series, the trilogy, as one song. It was interesting. It was a darker... I mean, you know what? I'm going to be fair with you. Initially getting into Weezer and checking out the first record, Weezer were a bright band. They were an upbeat band. Not taking things too serious. And then, as we started to listen to them a little more so, there's this dark undertone to the band. Which I'm sure if you're a Weezer fan, you most definitely should agree with me. There is a dark undertone to the band. There's a yin and yang to this band as to where, melodically speaking, things are good. Things are upright. Things are bouncy, joyous, joyful. But lyrically and sound engineering wise, alright? And I'm referring to this record. We're talking about this record now. The sound engineering, there's a dark tone to it. There's a heaviness to it. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. From the get-go, we had Ain't Got Nobody, which was track number 1, right? And, sorry, I'm sidetracked. As far as track number 1 is concerned, it gave us a very, very bold introduction as to what sound was going to come from there on. And that's not necessarily out of the instrumental, but more so out of the engineering and the soundscape of the record. It's very dark. There's a dark energy to it, which creates an incredible contrast to the brand of Weezer. Unless I am approaching this band in the wrong way, you know? Because maybe other people perceive this band in a different way, but I got into it, and it's hard to break your first impression, isn't it? But my first impression was a few nerdy guys writing quirky songs, you know. But there's a element of realism that comes to the songwriting, which is good because it creates this contradiction within the full of what we're hearing and experiencing. Now, was this my favourite Weezer record? No, it was a lot of people had incredibly positive things to say. A lot of people really enjoyed this record. Did I dislike this record? No, not at all. Not at all. There were some really good ideas. There were some really good songs, some good melodies. But at this point in the Weezer catalogue, I find this band very interesting and almost surreal in a way. Because I can't find them breaking free of the initial impression I had of them. Yet their music screams to be adored in an incredibly mature manner. But it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. Did I have a favourite track on this record? Cleopatra was good. Foolish Father was fantastic. That was a great showcase of capability. I really liked Foolish Father. I felt there was an emotional depth to it, and the outro was absolutely spot on. I didn't feel the trilogy was necessary at the end. I felt it was very off-brand. I felt like they incorporated too much external artistic input because it didn't feel like Weezer. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just, I don't want to listen to a Weezer record and hear instrumentals and hear progressive music. It's just not what I'm here to do. You know what? I'm not actually going to rate this record out of 10. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I just want to talk on it. The instrumental was good. If anything, I feel like the lead guitar was as good as it's ever been. The solos were very unique and very tasteful. I really liked the lead guitar work on this record. Once again, the rhythm was relatively basic, as it should be, and We didn't go off formula as far as that's concerned. We stayed low register quite frequently. It was always very low, through so much of the music. So there was an air of heaviness to it. Weezer's already a surprisingly heavy band, but on this one, there was low register consistency. And I'm just going to leave that one there. It's an interesting band. It's a very interesting band because they know how to write a song, and they write a song in a formulaic sense. They might break the rules every once in a while, but they write formulaic music, and that's why people love them, and that's why people can sing their songs, and why they're so easy to sing along with and so agreeable. But there's definitely a bittersweet element to the band, which isn't necessarily a negative, because it's art, and that contrast creates feeling and needs for explanation. There's an ambiguity, and I think it really comes out. And on that note, I'm signing out. I'm looking forward to listening to more. Peace out.